She may contain the urge to run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blocks. Cetirizine, your fevers greet me again. Never kisses, or do you ever send a full stop? Do you know where the waffles go? They go along to take your honey. Way down how we build our breakfast down and say my love, love, love.
So very nice of Ryan's family to let me stay with them. Got a couple hours of sleep. We slept till like 12:30ish actually. And now we are going to Hustler, so gonna see a new property. We didn't go back for the drawings because we called and it's only $500 for the 12, 4, and 8 o'clock drawings. But we will go back for the midnight Mercedes drawing. That would be pretty cool.
She bruises calls, she splutters pistol shots, hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze blows.
We hit aces, got aces, and got it all in on the flop. We'll talk about the hand in detail, but we ended up hitting quad aces, which was really cool, runner quads, and had a nice stack. And then the very next hand we got pocket nines and ended up losing to an all-in jam for 100. So really wild end of the session there. But all in all, in for 100, out for 224. So that's a nice little profit of $124. So as I mentioned, there's two interesting hands to go over from this short Hustler session. So the game was 2-3 and the max buy-in was 100. So once again, we're a little bit short stacked, but no big deal. We play real ABC poker, get our stack up to about 150, and we're one of the biggest stacks at the table when this hand occurs. We get ace of diamonds, ace of spades in the small blind. Under the gun limps, middle position limps, and this starts this huge just series of limps. I think there's maybe 6 or 7 limpers when it gets to me, and I make it 20. Looking back, I really should beef up this raise a little more. Because not everybody, there was a couple folds, but almost everybody calls. So we're like 5 or 6 ways to the flop. We're many ways to the flop. I'm not exactly sure how many. But the flop comes 7, 4 of diamonds, and the 6 of clubs. So I have about 130, 120, 130 behind, and there's over $100 in the pot. So I go ahead and just stick it in there. Under the gun, to my surprise, is a little short stacked. He's got about 60 more. He calls, and middle position goes into the tank. Middle position eventually folds, and the cutoff tank calls with his whole stack. The cutoff has, I think, like 110 behind, so I cover him. Everybody else folds. We turn our hands over. The cutoff has king 8 of diamonds, and middle position says he folded a 5 with the up and down straight draw. And under the gun has like 7x or something. It wasn't gonna win. So the turn comes the ace of clubs, and I'm like, okay. And then the river comes the ace of hearts. So we make 4 of a kind. Unfortunately, there's no bonus or anything, but we scoop a really big pot there. And yeah, it was really cool. That's my first 4 of a kind playing live poker ever, and it was really neat to have it be aces. The other interesting hand was actually I was getting up from the table. I had my chips in racks, and I was getting up, and I was dealt a free hand, and I looked down and I had pocket nines. So I'm in early position somewhere, and I open up to 15. I get 2 callers, one's in the small blind, and the flop comes 6, 8, 4. So I'm thinking we're in good shape here. The small blind actually donks into me. He bets 25 into the pot, which is fairly small. So I go ahead and make the call, over pair, not going anywhere. And the other player folds. The next card's some blank. It's like a deuce or a 3 or something. I'm literally standing at the table. I'm just like gonna make a call down here unless an overcard comes, and then I'm like, I've made my money, I'm gonna fold it. But he actually puts me all in. So then I actually have a difficult decision, and I'm sitting here thinking, what on earth do nines beat? But I actually make the call because it's very obvious that I'm trying to leave and I need to get to dinner. And so I was like, okay, he could be just trying to bluff me off of something, have some 8 or something like that. It's a bad call, but I make the call. And so he had just bought in for 100, and he turns over pocket aces, takes it down because we do not improve, and that's that. So we lose 100 and go to cash out. This is nice, but once again, we will be buying in short stacked. It's a 1-3 game where the max is 120. Super tilting. So that did not go as planned. We were in for 80. The max bind was 60, but we chipped up after we lost a couple hands, and we're in for 80. And just kept whiffing flops, raising pre to 8, or squeezing from the smaller big blind with ace-x, like ace-10, ace-jack, ace-queen, king-queen suited, stuff like that. And then completely whiffing flops, still being multi-way, having someone bet into us and having to fold. So we got whittled down to where we had about $15 left, I think exactly, when we cashed out. So that was a loss of $65 here at the Bike. All in all though, it's a really good card room. These places would be really cool if there were some deeper stacks, but what I think we're gonna do is go back to Commerce and play in their 3-5 game, which is a 300 max buy-in. So this is a lot bigger than we normally play, but I think that the environment, the situations that we're gonna get in, and the competition we're gonna face makes this decision a worthwhile decision and a profitable decision. So we're gonna move up and play the $300 no limit at Commerce, and hopefully win the drawing as midnight rolls around. Alright, back at Commerce and sick of short stacks, so we're hopping in the 5-5. Hopefully it's good. If it's not good, we'll switch tables. There's a bunch of tables running. We're gonna look for fish, and we're gonna take advantage. Let's run up this bankroll. So, we just got felted. 700 bucks down the drain in the 5-5 game. Yeah. So this is the hand. We have King of Clubs, Jack of Diamonds in the hijack. There's one limper. We raise it to 25, and the cutoff and the button call. The limper folds. We're 3 ways to the flop, and the flop comes King of Hearts, 6 of Spades, 4 of Spades. We bet $50 off of a $500 stack, and both players call. The turn seems like a good card. The turn is the king of diamonds, so we hit trips with jack kicker. We check, and the player bets 150. We call. So we have a good amount behind, and we should be able to get it in on the river. And the river comes an offsuit 10. So the spades don't get there. And I check to him because I think I'm gonna get value out of a missed spade draw more often than him calling me with some middling pair or like pocket pair like queens or jacks. So I check it over, and he goes ahead and puts me all in. He has me covered, and I call it off, and he rolls over king queen. So out kicks me. We're felted, done for the night. I'm gonna walk that one off. Bankroll took a little hit. We're probably down just a few $100 on the trip. So yeah, that's that. We'll get back to it next week. I think we should have a quick chat about the trip, the results, and how we should learn from this moving forward. So, in all, we lost $322 on the trip to LA. And I think we played actually pretty decent poker the whole time. We definitely made some mistakes in spots and could have extracted more value with different lines, but all in all, I'm fairly happy with the play. The thing I think to take from this trip has to do with bankroll management. I started this vlog with 10 buy-ins at 1-2, and even that was pretty risky. I think that it's okay to take shots every now and then at higher stakes, but they should be intelligent shots. The game should be good. I should be at the top of my game. And then it might be okay to take a shot every now and then at stakes like 2-3-5 or 5-5, like we did this weekend. The problem with this weekend is that none of that criteria that I just listed was applicable for me hopping into this 5-5 game. First of all, the game was not good. Most of the players were regs. There was 2 spots, and they were both to the left of my seat. So I couldn't really take advantage of them very easily. Secondly, I was not at the top of my game. I was really tired. I had played a lot of poker already this weekend, and I was downing coffee simply to stay awake at the table. This is not the mindset you want to be in, and not the table you want to sit at when you're taking a shot at stakes above your bankroll. So I think we should take this $700 loss, learn our $700 lesson, and intelligently move forward with this bankroll challenge by playing the stakes that we have the bankroll for and can afford the variance in, and selecting games far more intelligently when we do move up in stakes and take shots at a higher win rate. I don't really have much else to say about the trip. It was a lot of fun. Really fun seeing the Merritts. Thanks for letting me crash there. And thank you, LA players, for being such accommodating hosts. I hope you spend my money well.
She bruises calls, she splutters pistol shots, hold her down when soggy clothes and breeze blows. She's morphine, queen of my vaccine, my love, love, love. La, 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 my